Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mandira Live. I'm your host, Myra De Castro. And to introduce myself, I'm a health and wellness coach. I'm a certified lifestyle coach. But for now, I will be your host. And this show is entitled Social Media Platforms in the New Normal. And we will be talking about self love in the time of pandemic. So I would like to encourage you to like, post comments, and share this show because we will have some exciting prizes in our digital raffle at the end of the show. Okay? All right. So before we start this podcast, I'd like to thank the following very important people who made this show possible. Hi, Tatay Paul, Tita Shello, Ate Caress, Kuya Kingbon. And I would like also to say hi to our Nandira artists. Now, I'd like to thank the following sponsors: Mucha MNL, Mandira Artist Center, C Events, and my very own FOYC, Pure Fish Collagen. Today we will be talking about self-love. So I just like to or rather, I just like to give something or some words of wisdom about self-love. You know, guys, self-love is not a narcissistic love. It's not also a selfish love, and it's not even being selfish. It's a love that shows how we value ourselves. Because when we value ourselves, we can also value others. And when we love ourselves, we can also show love to others. Kaya nga, sabi diba sa Bible, sabi ni Jesus, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. So, of course, before you can love your neighbor, you should first love yourself. Okay, so it's very important at this time of pandemic, since everyone is kind of experiencing some stress and anxiety and they feel very low. They kind of lose love for themselves. Some people already forgot to probably take care of themselves, exercise, but this time there are some people who can help us, expound this topic, self-love. So now let me introduce to you our guest for today. Oh, but before I introduce the guest for today, if you like, post, comments, and share this show, we will be giving away 6 load, 100 peso load, and 2 jade rollers. And these are courtesy of our sponsors. So please, please, please comment, like, share, and I want to see you comment, or maybe if you have birthday greetings, or you want to greet someone, your friend, your special someone, your husband, your wife. Yes, please, by all means, put your comments here on the comment box. Okay, so I'm going to share with you some things at the end of the show na lang, okay? But first, let me introduce to you our special guest, Miss Rachel Marquez. Okay, so Miss Rachel Marquez is the owner of Mucha MNL, an online shop that sells beauty tools like jade rollers, guashas, and the likes. Now, Miss Rachel, can you tell us more? Okay, hi, Miss Rachel. Let's wait for Miss Rachel. Hi, Miss Rachel. How are you?
Hi, good afternoon, Miss Myrelle, and hi to everyone who's watching right now and listening to this podcast. Thank you for having me, Mandira.
Yes, you're welcome. Now, Miss Rachel, can you tell us more about these products? Perhaps some of our viewers are not familiar with them.
Yes, so these facial massaging tools are being raved about in recent years. What they do is they promote lymphatic drainage to get rid of bacteria and toxins from your system. So fewer toxins mean brighter, healthier, youthful-looking skin. So it comes as no surprise talaga why a lot of people, especially women, are raving about these glow tools. So in particular, facial rollers, they look like this. So yeah, can you see it clearly? So yeah, so
Yes,
these
that's
this is a
nice.
facial roller. So this is an amethyst facial roller. They are more straightforward and simpler than gua sha. So they are generally used as a soothing treatment. So if you feel tension and stress building up in your facial area, they help relax and get rid of those. So all you have to do is grab your facial roller and do a massaging, stroke like this upwards, and it helps relieve the tension and stress building up in your facial area. So face rollers also improve the absorption of your skincare products, helping them reach a deeper skin level. So, giving you a more flushed and glowing look. Also, since it helps your skincare products reach a deeper skin level, they allow it, or facial rollers allow it to work its magic talaga. Kasi sometimes, di ba, when you put facial products on your face, nag-evaporate yan or nag-transfer sila sa bedsheet mo or sa pillowcase mo. So, nasasayang. So, that's for the facial roller. For the gua sha naman, eto, gua sha on the other hand, can you see it? Yeah. So,
Mm-mm, that's
a
so
jade
nice.
gua
Okay.
sha. Yeah. So, it works
It's like
deeper.
love.
Yeah, it's a heart-shaped jade gua sha.
Heart.
Yeah, it works deeper and can give you more significant results when used properly. So, apart from lymphatic drainage, it also helps relieve muscle tension, reduce signs of aging like fine lines and wrinkles, and lift and contour your face. So, this is very helpful for people who are looking to uh, lift their face or contour their face kasi ayan, meron siyang ganyang shape so you can do as an upward stroke like that para mas ma-lift and ma-contour yung face nyo. No? So, many of our customers claim that gua sha also helps them get a restful sleep because you can also use it to massage your shoulders and your back. So, even those who have trouble sleeping actually find relief from gua sha. So, based also on personal experience, ang sarap talaga ng tulog when you add gua sha in your nighttime routine. No? So, in a nutshell, yeah, just grab my face roller then. So facial rollers and can be a better option for those who with sensitive and acne prone skin types who are looking for a quick soothing treatment. And if you want naman to boost your skincare or your skin health from within and have the time to commit to a gua sha routine, we highly recommend gua sha talaga.
Nice. So I have this question. How did you come about the idea? I mean, what was your driving force?
Mhm. So, Miss Mariel, kasi diba, people were suddenly quarantined at home when the pandemic hit the country and the lack of social interaction talaga caused anxiety to a lot of people, myself included. So, personally, opening up this business was my way of combating anxiety. So I put up my humble brand to really divert my attention somewhere else. But of course, as someone who really wants to always work with a purpose, I needed to identify my biggest why. So sabi ko, since I know that a lot of people are, dealing with anxiety amid that uncertain future and the lack of social connection, sabi ko, why not help people come out better and stronger from this pandemic? So I told myself, yeah, that's my why right there. So I wanted to help people to stay in touch with themselves and really protect their mental health. So self-care is something that I am strongly advocating for, and I figured that these tools can be beneficial for doing just that, no? For boosting people's self-care and self-love routine. So I wanted these tools to also serve as an outward reminder for people to take care of themselves. And ayon nga dun sa tagline ni Mutya Manila, keep self-loving.
Yes. Okay. So that's really great. In this time of pandemic, we have to always remember that we are beautiful people and we have to really take care of ourselves despite that we cannot go out. But well, at this point we are a little loosened. And
Yeah.
okay, before I go to the next question, I'd like to say hi to Khalid, Riza Lumindas, Tita Shallow, hi, and Mandira people. Okay, so Miss Rachel, this is another question for you.
Mhm.
Um, why do you think self care and self love is important? With or without pandemic?
Hmm. Okay. So as you've mentioned earlier, no, you cannot give something that you don't have. So if you don't love yourself, how can you love other people? So it's very important that you choose yourself every single time. Do certain things to take care of your mental, emotional, physical, and even financial health. It's also very important kasi 'di ba, sabi nila kapag pag financially problematic ka, parang nakakalimutan mo na rin to take care of yourself. So all facets of your life talaga you need to take care of because at the end of the day, you got you. So even if you feel the world has turned its back against you or your loved ones, family or friends, if you've built a strong foundation for yourself through self-love and self-care, you can get through almost anything kasi you can depend on yourself.
That's right. I think I agree with you on that
Mhm.
juncture. Yes. Okay. Now, I am really very interested with Mucha.mnl products. Can you discuss more about it?
Mhm. So I would like for people to really see Mutya Manila as a self-love space. So basically, we're selling crystal face rollers and guasha tools to boost people's self-care routine. But other than that, I also share empowering quotes and self-care tips to like really encourage people to take care of themselves and keep empowered. So parang I'm more on the experience talaga. I want to see my brand as selling an experience, not just products.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So, okay. So let me introduce to you. Hi, guys. We have Miss Tosca, who is going to tell us more about self love on the perspective of a psychometrician. So, Miss Tosca, why do you think self love becomes a way of life now in the time of pandemic?
Hi, so good afternoon, Miss Myrel, and to everyone listening, watching right now. Thank you for having me, and I hope that you're all doing well and staying safe at home. But to answer your question, Miss Myrel, I think cultivating self love has always been important and it should always be a priority. But given the situation now, the COVID 19 pandemic, and the devastating things that resulted from it, I think it's very important to really talk about it. And it's ironic how people forget to show self love and do self care when they are busy or stressed out or overwhelmed, when in fact it's the time we need it most. So, self love is not just a hobby. As you mentioned, it's a way of life. So, it's not something you just do when you have time. You don't find time for it and you actually make time for it. So, I also hope that people learn to identify and embrace little and daily self love gestures. It's important to recognize that simple daily acts like getting enough sleep, taking a bath, and eating on time are all underrated gestures of self love. So it's not always the grand gestures or acts, it's really acknowledging and recognizing the habits that are healthy for you, especially in the long run. Because at the end of every day, you are your own person and you have to be your own best friend as well.
Yep, I agree with that because, you know, um, self love in the lifestyle side of things, it has to be um, yeah, I like what I've told a while ago, that it is about valuing yourself. So self love is about, drinking enough water, sleeping like 7 to 8 hours a day, reading to, keep up, to keep your mind and your brain fit, uh,
Right.
eating the right kind of food, all those stuff. Maybe next time I will tackle more on that. And some people are kind of forgetting themselves in a way that they they would always think of their kind of family, they think of their job, that they forget already about themselves, and then eventually after working very hard they get ill. So the money that they have gained from working for a long time are just given to the hospital. It's not self-love, it's actually um, an act of suicide. And in this kind in this time of pandemic, a lot of people are actually doing that, and they are not very much aware that they are like considering themselves, or they do not even consider themselves as martyrs. But these people have to, realize that they have to, of course, take care of themselves first before taking care of others. Like in the case of, when you are flying on an airplane, ano sinasabi ng stewardess, put your mask first before putting mask on others, right? So that is about self-love. Now, I have another question for you, Ms. Tasca. Do you think that this has something to do with empathy, adaptability, and resilience?
Yes, definitely. Those are really great values to talk about when it comes to self love. Although empathy is more on our relationship with other people and how we are able to put ourselves in their shoes so we can share with them whatever it is that they are feeling. Self love, it leads to a great deal of adaptability and resilience for sure. It allows us to adapt to our current situation, our needs, and to be able to bounce back after an adversity. And it's being able to acknowledge that we are facing a difficult time right now, but deciding that, if this is the rock bottom, then there's nowhere to go but up. So I will get back up, I will learn, and I will grow from this. So basically, we go back to our normal state, sometimes even better, all because we are taking care of ourselves. And that's the best thing, right? So of course, I
Yeah.
also don't want people to get the wrong idea of self love, because sometimes it's misinterpreted as being self centered or egoistic. But there's a fine line between those, and self love is healthy. Doesn't um it doesn't mean you don't need other people. It's actually a necessity because it's a good foundation that produces a whole bunch of benefits to our overall well being. And people who nourish themselves and have self love definitely can attest to that.
That's right. I can attest to that, Miss Tosca. And on a personal note, did COVID 19 change how you foresee your career as a psychometrician?
So, my current profession actually is in the educational setting as a guidance mentor or counselor, and COVID 19 had a great impact on how I perceive my purpose, to be honest. And there's just so much that happened this year, it's not even done yet. And I think that our mental health has also been greatly affected, undoubtedly. So, I hope that this crisis also enlightened people about the importance of taking care of one's mental health, and that includes reaching out to trusted people. I mean, it definitely wouldn't solve every problem, but with it, you'd feel more equipped in handling and dealing with a problem. And having self love doesn't mean that you're not going to be sad anymore or you're going to be immune to any kind of negativity. Of course, it's not that. It's just that you know what you need to pay attention to. You're proactive about making the situation more manageable for you, and you don't let yourself and your mental health suffer in any way.
Yeah, that's great. And before I ask the two of you, Rachel and Tosca, I'd like to say hi to Ako si Jang. Hi, Ako si Jang. And Shane K. Santos. Thank you for watching. And okay, I have this question. Um, you know, we are talking about self love here, and I want to ask whoever wants to say something first. How do you practice self love this time of pandemic? I mean, your personal experience or your personal routine of self love.
Right now, in terms of career, we are also working from home, and I find it more challenging since I work as a guidance mentor in a school, and there are specific difficulties encountered, especially when having consultations or just plain conversation with students. Because personally, I think it's easier to build rapport and to establish a relationship with others when you're face to face with a person. And honestly, it took me time to adjust, and I think most of us did, but there's nothing wrong with that. For me, what helped was establishing a routine, carving out some personal time no matter how busy, and having self compassion also. So it's important to acknowledge that we are adapting and we are moving forward, and I think that's what matters.
That's right. How about you, Rachel?
Yeah, so apart from managing my own business, I am working as a content marketer for an IT solutions company. And same with Miss Tosca, we are also working from home. So I am taking this opportunity to really spend time with myself and widen my horizons by reading self-help books and also watching self-help videos on YouTube. There are so many things naman. Kasi self-care and self-love naman, Miss Myrel, comes in many forms. You can practice it in
Yeah.
many different ways, diba? So, I'm trying to get fit, eat healthy. Yung social media, kasi for a time, naging toxic siya eh, di ba? Especially dun sa height ng COVID-19. So, I try to stay away from social media a bit because I believe it was somehow destructive already for my mental health. So little things like that really help you in a number of ways, no? So I guess in a nutshell, really getting rid of things that are detrimental to your health, physical man yan, mental or social, diba? And really taking in some practices or observing some practices that will help you really get in shape or become a better person, a better version of yourself.
Right. Okay. So just like in my, when when this pandemic started, rather, um, to make myself busy, I'll just share with you what I did. I actually taught children, and then I have been going out. Actually, I'm not really keeping myself inside our home because I have patients outside, and I'm reaching out also to people who are suffering anxiety because they don't know what's going to happen, and some others who have experienced the COVID like symptoms. And this is very important for me. And it's also very heartwarming that people that we have helped in coping up and in coping with different situations, actually made me very happy. This is something that it says, I would say this thing: love is something that you give it away. So my act of self-love is helping other people. That makes me really, really happy. Okay, so I'd like to greet Gabrielle Gianan, and okay, I think Shane. Hi, Shallow, and I'm also going to ask Rachel about the online selling platform that she has. So, Rachel, obviously, online selling of self-love products is a competitive market. Yet, I heard that that MNL is thriving and that you already have a huge number of followers and regular clients. Wow. So, what do you think is your edge compared to other online sellers out there?
Thank you, Miss Meryl. Actually, it's the following of Mutya is very surprising for me because siguro less than a year pa lang kami, wala pa ata kaming year, and we already have, I guess, nearly 2,000 followers, no? And I'm very grateful for it. So I agree that the competition is high in my line of business, but I think what draws people to our brand can be summed up into two words: customer service talaga. Kasi I always try my best to engage with my target audience and cater to their needs and special requests and go the extra mile to make them happy. So more than just the products, as I've mentioned earlier, I want to give my clients an experience kasi iba yon. Yun yung hindi kasi nila makakalimutan. And I believe that it is what sets my business apart in a crowded digital retail space because I always try to establish relationships with my clients. Just to share an experience, tuwang-tuwa ako. Hi Shane. I've heard that you've greeted Shane. So she's one of my clients sa Mutya. Nakakatuwa because I was able to like really communicate with her. Nagka-chat kami, nagka-chikahan kami one time, and then she sent me pasta. So imagine a stranger turning into a client and then a friend. So I'm really grateful also for my platform for connecting me with these types of people because I get to also widen my network because of my shop and really build a community. So, and just yun nga, yung isang experience na yun. And another one became my brand advocate. So, I really don't need to like tell them or tell her to advocate for my brand or for Mutya Manila. Sila na mismo yung nagkukusa talaga to advocate for the brand because apart from really enjoying the products of my business, they also love the friendship that I've built with them, that I've established with them. So these are just two that I can remember, no? Pero ang dami na rin. But yeah, it's the engagement and relationship talaga that I believe are my major competitive advantages. I also believe that my background as a media practitioner, because prior to joining the corporate jungle and opening up my own business, my profession really was in the media industry, no? So also my profession as a digital content marketer currently give me somehow an edge because number one, I can engage with all kinds of people, and number two, I have the exposure and training. So yun, both siguro my previous work and my present work are really helpful in my social media platforms din, yung pag-handle ko sa kanila.
Hmm, that's nice. So, if I may ask, what compelled you to go into digital marketing?
Yeah, so ever since I was young, passion ko na talaga po magsulat. So I remember when I was a kid, I had this journal, but instead of writing the usual Dear Diary narratives, like Dear Diary, nakita ko si crush, or nagkaroon ako ng star today, ganyan. I write poems and haikus. So ano talaga, naging outlet ko talaga yung literature before. So kapag sad ako, nagsusulat ako ng tula, ganyan, or ng mga haikus when I'm happy, ganyan. So my digital marketing career actually really happened by accident lang eh. Kasi since passion ko talaga yung pagsusulat, ever since ever since I was young, even while I was still working in the media industry, I was already contributing articles for When in Manila and local clients. So kasi yung media work ko before, hindi really didn't allow me to like practice and pursue that area, yung pagsusulat, kasi I'm more on managing people na eh. So to cut the long story short, I decided to pursue writing, no? So I left the media industry after 6 long years to work as a freelance digital content creator for a foreign client before joining the corporate jungle as a content marketer.
So, what online communities have you managed in the past?
In my previous work as a freelance writer, I manage websites po talaga. Not really so much on social media, no. In my current job as a digital content marketer, yun talaga. For an IT solutions company, I also manage LinkedIn and GMB kasi B2B yung business.
So, I'm really interested in how you actually promote your products in different social media platforms. So, which social media platforms or channels are you using for Mutia MNL?
So Mutya Manila is present on Instagram and Facebook, but we're more active on Instagram since the latter is more visual centric and we really want to highlight our products. So for all our viewers out there, can check out Mutya Manila on Instagram and Facebook.
Oh, okay. So you guys, you have to check that out. Now, can you give us a little tip on what strategies you use to generate leads in this social media platforms, or in general, for that matter?
Miss Mariel, I think it's really important that you know who your target market is, eh, no? Kasi, so you can build a persona around it. This includes demographics, background, goals, motivation, and pain points. Once you've built a persona kasi, it's easier to craft content that resonate with your target audience. So that way, you only attract and engage with quality leads. So target market
Mm,
talaga is key.
that's right. So you have to consider the
Yeah.
psychographics, demographics, and of course the age group. And
Yes.
yeah, that's demographic already, and of course
Mhm.
geographic as well, because you have to
Yeah.
consider how you would deliver your products to the end customers, and of course to make them happy by delivering on time based on how or what you promised to them, right? So can
Mhm.
you give us a little tip on what strategies you use to generate leads in general? Oh, sorry, I think, yeah, I've already asked you this question, right? So how do
Yeah.
you deal with negative comments or brand reputation crisis? Say, for example, somehow along the way you had a mishap.
Mhm. Well, I'm very fortunate that Mutya Manila hasn't experienced a brand reputation crisis yet, and hopefully it will stay like that, no, for a very long time. Because, as I've mentioned, I really try my best to engage and connect with my target audience. But for our listeners out there who are encountering such a problem, I want to share some quick tips lang for handling such a situation. So first, apologize even if you feel you're not in the wrong. Kasi this helps pacify irate customers. Customers aren't always right, but they have the right,
Yeah.
'di ba, to speak up, 'di ba? Especially when they are not satisfied with your products or services. So yun, second, take accountability and never pass the blame. So it will also be best to respond as quickly as possible and ask questions to understand the problem. Kasi sometimes meron naman talagang pinanggagalingan yung customer eh, 'di ba? Kasi hindi naman siya like magrereklamo or magbibigay ng negative na feedback if there is no problem or wala talagang issue. So it really helps to understand what your customers' problems are or issues with your products or services so that you can fully understand and assess the situation. So fact check, guarantee a solution, and follow up immediately once a resolution has been made to ensure your customer is satisfied. So you don't want things to escalate eh. So customer service pa rin talaga.
That's right. And one, actually, in my experience as a country manager, and even if even when I was still in sales, one rule of
Mhm.
thumb in my work work ethics is that do not assume.
Yes.
Yes, never ever assume that you know what your client wants or that you know what your client is like trying to tell or say about your service or whatever, whether it's negative or positive. Always probe. The best way to know is to ask questions. That's why you're doing a great job, Rachel. So,
Thank you.
excuse me. So, how do you check? Oh, sorry, I have this question. I think this is very important. Have you had what we call the biggest social media failure in the past?
Hmm. Well, there's none I can think of right now because I can see my platform serving its purpose naman, really engaging women in particular and motivating them to value themselves. But I know that every day is a learning opportunity for me to understand what my market needs and build my strategies around it. So, social media failure, so far, wala naman po akong maalala, no? Pero siguro kung magkakaroon man ako ng greatest social media failure, I will really try my best to like find ways to solve it. Kasi ayun nga, it's very important then that you keep on engaging with your customers and learning how else you can better and improve your services and your business.
That's right. Oh, well, before I ask you this question, I would like to say hi to Joy Bernardino, Gabby De Vera, Regilda Arias, Sheila Aureliano, Constantino, KCK, Marvin Alfredo, Sean Allen Urbano, Bambang, yes, okay, Mary Caceres, Chara de la Torre, Michiko Galang, Janino Patrama, Rihanna, Ong, Ramzan Caballero, Jopa, hi, Dane, Dominic Cruz, and we have another fan of yours, Marie Gabriel Gianan. Okay. Hi to all
Hi.
of you. I hope you're enjoying this show. Okay, I have a question. Another question, Rachel. How do you check and stay on top of the latest updates, innovations, and new platforms in social media to, promote your products?
A lot of research po talaga, especially now that trends and consumer behavior are always evolving. So it's important that you know what's hot and what's not in your industry. So yeah, research. Also, it helps to do a compet scan, yung competitor scan, no?
Yeah.
It's important to have competitor analysis, look at what your competitors are doing, their strengths, their weaknesses, and reflect on your own strengths and weaknesses as well and differentiator. And then from there, build your strategies. What are the strengths of your competitors? What are they doing right? What are they doing wrong? And then build your strategies around it. Syempre, ang objective natin is to always be better than the others, 'di ba? Pero kasi I believe as you go forward, dun mo malalaman din talaga yung differentiator mo. For Mutya Manila, I believe our greatest differentiator talaga is customer service and customer engagement.
That's nice. Okay. Since we have still, yeah, a lot of time, I would also like to ask Tosca. Tosca. Okay. Tosca, I would like to share. Oh, sorry. I would like to ask the same question. How do you check and stay on top of the latest updates, innovations, and new platforms in social media as a psychometrician?
Actually, it's really research and building your network also connection. Like the people I know, most of them are also in the same field. So it's really doing research and asking for people that are in the same line of profession as well.
Right. So never stop learning. That's the most important thing. And that's what I also do, especially if I want to come up to speed with the latest trends in functional and nutritional medicine. And also, there are so many things that's quite new nowadays, and especially that these novel coronaviruses, a lot of you know hodgepodge of signs and symptoms. In my own career, I had really have to come up to speed with all the latest research in this field, especially in the health and wellness. So you guys are really awesome, and I really appreciate how you handled yourself during this pandemic, and how you know showed how to give, or how you make yourselves beautiful, and how to practice self-love. And I think your parents are very proud of you because even if we have this crisis, you can still show, that your mental health, and you are up to speed. Your mental health is really okay. And I want to ask first, Tosca, what can you say, or what can you advise to people who are having some sort of career anxiety, or anxiety in general, and how should they, handle this kind of situation?
For me, I think what's best to practice would be self-compassion talaga. Because with self-compassion, you tend to relate more to yourself, and you accept that you're facing a difficult time, and that's okay. That doesn't make you less of a person anyway. And having a healthy perspective as well, or like what I've mentioned earlier, what helped me was establishing a routine and carving out some me time talaga to really make time to take care of myself. Um, and perspective, like what I mentioned earlier, it's something that we should really use and embrace. And I always tell others, no matter how awful a situation may have been, there is always something to learn from it. And it's really how we perceive the situation and how we make sense of what's presented to us. So instead of seeing failure or this difficulties as dead end, it's better to shift our perspective and see it as an opportunity for growth. And it's a given. We're going to stumble upon several unpredictable obstacles and challenges in life, but we grow through it. And when we grow through it, when we learn something from it, maybe it's not so bad at all. So how you perceive and respond to a situation weighs so much more than the difficult situation itself. So yeah, basically having a healthy perspective in life is also one form of self-love.
Okay, very nice, very well said. How about you, Rachel? What can you advise the people
Yeah.
who are having anxieties this time
Mhm.
of pandemic?
I would just like to add to what Tosca said earlier, no, it's a matter of perspective talaga. I remember attending this online like seminar yata, yeah, learning session with Simon Sinek. Sabi niya he's a TED Talk speaker also and an author. So sabi niya it's a matter of perspective din talaga eh. You can view COVID-19 pandemic as a good thing, you can also see it as a bad thing, di ba? It's really bad kasi ang dami na apektuhan, a lot of people struggle to make ends meet, especially those who were laid off, who lost their jobs. So it's a bad thing. But you can also see it as an opportunity to like really become more resilient or find innovative and creative solutions to come out stronger from this pandemic. So, kagaya nung ginawa ko, actually parang nakakaano talaga siya, nakaka-anxious talaga siya kasi wow, baka mawalan din ako ng trabaho, ang dami nang nawawalan ng trabaho, 'di ba? But instead of dwelling on that situation, I found other ways to like really cope with my anxiety and become stronger and come out stronger. So I put up a business. It's an extra stream of income because na-realize ko then at this during this pandemic that nothing is guaranteed, 'di ba? Tomorrow is not guaranteed. Hindi natin alam when our health will suffer or kung yung financials natin, kailan siya maapektuhan. So it's important also to like really have many streams of income and that's what I did. So yun, siguro perspective pa rin talaga, no? Kung paano mo siya titignan yung situation. And I saw this as an opportunity to like really build my future to like future proof my life, no? So that's why I put up Mutya. And I am also like looking it and making it a part of people's lives so that it can also serve as a reminder for them to like keep pressing forward and take care of yourself, diba? Especially that this time binili nila yung rollers and guasha during the time of pandemic, so it's unforgettable then, diba? So baka may recall
Yeah.
din sa kanila na binili ko tong roller na to and guasha na to nung nag-COVID-19. So yun, baka may recall din yun somehow sa kanila. So ayun lang, perspective din talaga. Tama yung sinabi ni Miss Tosca earlier that it's a matter of perspective.
Yeah, that's right. And Miss Tosca has something to say about handling anxiety.
Yeah, so just to add to what I said earlier, no, I mean, we all go through this anxious episodes. It's normal, like even if like on a day to day basis we get to experience this, but we should also be mindful of when it's already interfering with our personal lives, like in all aspects, maybe academics or work or like at home with our relationships as well, because we have to be able to assess ourselves like lang then at the end of the day because it's important kasi it can lead to something worse, and of course we don't want that to happen. So it's good to assess and check in on yourself every once in a while, and to also reach out to trusted people. You don't have to necessarily broadcast it to everyone naman, or like to all your friends. So just a trusted someone to talk to whenever you're having this down moments, anxiety episodes. And of course, if you feel the need to seek professional help, please do so. I mean, people, contrary to popular belief, people think it's a sign of weakness, kaya madami ding nag-hold back when it comes to that. But if it's interfering with your day-to-day life and you feel like there's really something wrong, don't hesitate to reach out, like especially to professionals, because we have a lot of crisis hotlines also, diba? And talk it out to someone that you trust. So there, because yun nga kasi sometimes it leads to something that's not controllable anymore, and of course we don't want that, so we really want to prevent it from happening then. That's all.
Oh yeah, I think you are what you're saying is very relatable, and I'd like to also share some tips that I have given to my friends who are having this anxiety episodes, and most of the time when these people appear, I really ask them a lot of questions because this time I think people needs to somehow process their feelings, both I mean both the listener and the speaker has to have an active conversation, because if there is none, the person who might be talking may affect someone listening. So and it's really important that that someone you are talking to has a very sound mind, that she or he can give you the right response to that particular anxiety that the person is kind of airing out. One also tip that I can advise to people who are quite suffering from anxiety because they are unsure of what's going to happen in the future. One thing that I love thinking out loud, especially when anxiety attacks. Uh, just remember the verse in the Bible that do not worry, because worry cannot even add a day in your life. And yeah, and when you worry, you cannot even add up happiness to your life. So it just adds up uh, more chemical or negative chemical reaction to your brain. So if you feel anxious, pray. One thing is to talk to someone. Another thing is to, of course, check your gut and brain connection. Some people become anxious, or experience these anxious episodes because they keep on eating. And eating is actually not a good way to cope up with stress. It actually adds up more to your stress. And of course, sleep instead of always focusing on your phone, browsing into on your social media. Sleep sleep is the most effective way to clean up those free radicals on your brain that's causing you to be anxious. Another thing is exercise is one of the best way to uh, cope up with anxiety and stress. And of course, uh, please talk to yourself. Talk to yourself in front of the mirror. Look at yourself. That's self love. If you look at yourself in front of the mirror and you think you look ugly, then yeah, you can put on your makeup. You need Rachel for that, right, Rachel? Yeah. And that's why these beautiful ladies out here have exercised self-love before coming to the show. So look at them, they're really gorgeous ladies. So I hope you guys have learned so much from this discussion, and I would like to thank you, Tosca, again, and Rachel for coming to the show. And I want you to give us your last words before we end the show. Let's start with Rachel.
Okay, so thank you very much, Manuel Live and Miss Myrelle, for inviting me to your podcast, and to all our listeners and viewers for joining. I hope that you took a little something from our discussion, because I learned a lot from Miss Tosca and Miss Myrelle as well. So also, I hope you can follow my humble brand, Mutya Manila, on Instagram at mutya.mnl, and Facebook mutya.mnl. We will be giving away 2 facial floral rollers, which like this. So yeah, the 2 lucky winners today. So we're also having a sale, 11/11 sale. So reserve your favorite glow tools and check out anytime between November 11 to November 15 to get 10% discount and free shipping nationwide. So yeah, to cap it all off, I want to remind everyone to love yourself, make yourself a priority, because you are the greatest project you'll ever work on. So keep self loving. Thank you.
Great. How about you, Tosca? Last words, please.
Yeah. So for me, I just want to thank again Mandira Live for having me as your guest in this podcast. I had fun doing this with you, Miss Mariel and Miss Rachel also. It means a lot to me, and I am glad to have been able to share a few about self-love. And I'd also like to take this opportunity to invite our listeners to like my Facebook page. It's called Eudaimonia, or you can just type in facebook.com/eudaimonia.club. I also have a small online business with my friends. Kindly like our Facebook page and follow our Instagram account at wherewonderful.mnl. And lastly, I am part of your millennial psychologist, so I hope that you can also support our page. And you can also follow me on my social media. It's at Tosca Bernardino. And again, thank you, and I hope everyone listening right now chooses to cultivate self love and to nourish oneself holistically, because you deserve it anyway. So, have a great day and please stay safe.
Wow, thank you so much, Tosca and Rachel. And I also like to invite you guys to like our page, the Longevity Lifestyle Community, and you can ask questions. You can book for consultation. We will be replying and we will be attending to your concerns, especially those who have immediate health problems. We also have this product, Fountain of Youth Collagen. This is a pure fish collagen, and most of my friends who are suffering anxiety during this pandemic, they were able to experience taking this collagen, and they have told me that it actually helped them sleep very well. So maybe you can inquire about this product in my Facebook page. And before I forget, we have a raffle draw with uh, which yeah, I think we will be giving away two uh, rollers or facial rollers, 6 loads, and I'm just waiting for King Bon to give me those the names of the winners rather. Okay, so while these winners are not yet okay, here's the tambiolo. So can we now raffle off the winners for facial rollers? Hang on, I cannot see them very well. Wow! Congratulations, Miss Joy Bernardino. You have just won a what is this? One Mucha MNL roller. Ta-da! Okay, and for the next winner of Mucha MNL rollers, oh, the winner is Michelle Marquez. Yes! Congratulations, Michelle Marquez. Okay, now let's go to the first winner of our 100 peso load. Wow, Dane Dominic Cruz is one of the winners of the 100 peso load. Okay, Miss Diane, please send us your mobile number. And the next one, oh, Akosi Jang, congratulations. You're one of the winners of 100 peso load. Yes. Okay, next one. So we got 2 down. We have 4 more. And the next winner is Maria. Hold on. Maria Anel Dasig Butardo. Congratulations. Yes, you just won a 100 peso load. Next one. Okay, for another 100 peso load, our winner is Tyrene Bistogay. Congratulations, Miss Tyrene. Yes. Now let's go to the next. I think this is the last 2 winners. To all winners of 100 peso load, please send your telephone number to Mandira. Okay, you can have a private chat or a private message. Okay, the next winner is Mr. Is this a guy? Hang on. Okay. Mr. Kingbon, I cannot see the name. I cannot see the name. Hold on. Oh, Judel? I forgot. No. I forgot. I cannot see the name really very well. Okay. Uh, okay. Is there another winner coming up? Okay. By the way, Miss Shallow Marquez doesn't want to get the price of the roller. Facial roller. So maybe we can give it to another winner. Hiking Bon, can you raffle off again the facial rollers, please? Oops. Okay, the winner is Miss Shane Santos. Yes, congratulations, Miss Shane. You just won one facial roller from Mucha.mnl. So, thank you so much, everyone, and thank you for joining our show for today. I hope we can see you again next time. Join us for another episode of Mandira Live, and next week we'll have another one, so please stay tuned. Thank you very much. This is Myra De Castro, your host. Have a nice day, happy Sunday, and see you again next time. Bye.